Good evening to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I cover the latest streetwear releases, I cover the latest streetwear news, and of course, in the series, I just discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now, in tonight's video, I'm going to be covering an upcoming collaboration. What I'm going to be covering is everything to do with the upcoming Supreme New York and the Great China Wall collab that is releasing for week 16 of Supreme's Fall/Winter 2022 collection. Well, I'm sure you guys knew this video was coming at some point. Yeah, I've actually got a lot to cover before this week wraps up. We've got to talk about this Great China Wall collab with Supreme. We've got to talk about the CP Company collab with Palace that's releasing this Friday. Then I've got to do the drop list for week 16 tomorrow on the Thursday. Then the drop list for the latest Palace week. Ideally before Friday. It is just going to be a hectic next couple of days, that's for sure. But hey, we're not going to get there unless I start knocking out these videos. So let's start knocking them out, guys. We'll start by covering the Great China Wall collab with Supreme for this week. Now, in all honesty, I don't really know much or anything at all really about the Great China Wall as a brand, so I think we should cover just like a little bit of info from the HYPEBEAST article that we're going to be using today. On top of that, we of course will be covering the regular stuff like the release details, the editorial and the individual pieces, and my thoughts and opinions on the individual pieces and the week as a whole. Yeah, all the good stuff. Now, we'll head on over to that HYPEBEAST article and we'll cover a little bit about the Great China Wall and then the release details for this collab. Alright, so here we are at the HYPEBEAST article that we'll be using today, guys. It'll be linked down in that description section below if you guys want to check it out. Now, we did see these initial pieces in the lookbook, so it's cool to see that we're finally getting them releasing in week 16. We'll dive into them a little bit further. This is probably going to be, what, the second last week of Supreme's Fall/Winter 2022 season? Because, yeah, potentially it might be. Because, you know, it's going to be Thursday, the 15th, and then it's going to be Thursday, what, the 22nd? Yeah, oh no, okay, so maybe the third last week. But yeah, either way, it's coming to an end. Season is coming to an end. We'll quickly cover the details that I just talked about the Great China Wall, and then we'll get into the release details and then everything like that. So, the Great China Wall. When I first saw these little pieces here, I'm like, I don't know this brand, but I feel like it has to be established in the early 2000s because of the skull graphics, because of the design choices that I saw in this first image. And then I decided to read a little bit into this article, and what's the first thing that it says? Exclusive to Supreme, the upcoming collaboration taps into Alfredo Setimo imprint established back in 2000, which I was like, wow, what do you know? There we go. It was the motifs and the styles that I saw here were very much of the era I thought it was going to be from. I know a little bit about fashion and whatnot. There we go. Yeah, it felt very 2000s when I saw this, and I think some other people in the comments were quick to point out it was very Ed Hardy and whatnot feeling as well, and added a little bit of spicy comments about that being absolutely tacky and terrible. I don't know if I'm going to feel the same way. We'll have to see what all the pieces are that we're going to be getting, and then I can make an opinion there. But yeah, there we go. So get ready for a lot of stuff that looks like the early 2000s, which kind of works with some of the trends that the higher fashion brands are putting in place at the moment. So I can see an audience for this, and I can see some people getting around it. But anyway, we'll quickly cover the release details, and then we'll get into this lookbook. So the Great China Wall x Supreme Fall 2022 collaboration will see a global release via the Streetwear's imprint, the Streetwear's online store, basically, at in-store locations, December 15th. There we go. Tomorrow, Thursday, December 15th. 11 a.m. EDT time in the United States, and of course 2 days later, Saturday, December the 17th, 11 a.m. Japanese Standard Time, in-store and online for Japan there. Yeah, that's all the release details you really have to cover. It will also be releasing in the UK and in Europe as well. If I remember, 4 p.m. British Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central European Standard Time, I think is the drop time for those regions. We'll cover it all again when we go through the drop list video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that for more accurate drop details and obviously the whole coverage of week 16. But yeah, now that we've covered literally everything to talk about the collab there, we've got to start looking into the pieces. Let's dive in and we'll start having a look at this little editorial here to see what we're going to be getting and see how it looks on body. Alright, so to start it off with, we get this hooded jacket with a very washed out look to it, featuring some skulls across the shoulders there, a massive Supreme logo, which I assume wraps around, skulls down the arms, and I'm placing bets on it, there's probably going to be a huge graphic on the back of it. Okay, not a huge graphic, but a graphic nonetheless, and a little hit down the bottom there. We can see that we're getting some matching denim to it as well, potentially double knees. Can't see the front of it, maybe double knees, but featuring skulls across the crotch area and sup ream falling into the pockets there on the back. It's really not my style. It's really not my style. Next we've got the same thing but in a black, which I actually think looks a little bit better. I don't know, maybe I'm just not feeling this washed out green, but the washed out black is talking to me more. Did that one feature? Oh, it did feature Supreme font down the arm there. Okay, there we go. Yep, so Supreme font down there, skulls down the other side. There we go, more skulls along there. So the S is only on one side as well. I thought the Supreme logo was going to be huge and smack all the way around the hood. Turns out it smacks on the side and just stops with the S. And then we've got the skulls continuing up the side of the hoodie there. Okay, not what I was expecting. That's a good thing. Moving forward, we've got a hoodie, embroidered graphics along the arms there, embroidered graphic across the chest, graphic on the hood there, and a little patch down the bottom. Look, if this font was like embroidered on a normal Supreme hoodie and there was nothing else to it and it was just that font on the chest there, I'd actually be pretty game for that. I'd be like, damn, that's actually a nice Supreme hoodie. But yeah, with all the graphics on graphics, maybe it's getting a bit too graphic here for me. Ooh, definitely, with that huge heart with the sword going through it and the star graphic on the back. It's awesome to see that it's embroidered, but yeah, we're getting a bit too excessive here with all the graphics. And last but not least, the final image in the editorial is a red version of the hoodie with the Supreme logos and all the logos on there and everything like that. Yeah, at the moment, nothing is really speaking to me, but I suppose it is for a different audience. It's not for me. Maybe people that are really that have dived deep into that early 2000s aesthetic, maybe it speaks to you more, but yeah, at the moment it's not doing too much for me, but maybe I'll change when I see all the individual pieces and the colors they come in. Let's go check out the rest of the images and see what else we'll see all the colors that we're going to be getting and all the individual pieces in this collab. So here we are at the individual pieces, guys. As we can see there is the piece in its entirety, and yeah, I was right, it does have the Supreme font down one arm and the skulls down the other. We can see that the Asian characters on the tag must signify that the Great China Wall branding there. So if we see that in a little tag on the piece, that's what it means there. I assumed that was the case, but I guess that's a little bit of clarification there. But obviously I can be corrected for someone who can read those Asian characters, because I can't. But there we go, that's my assumption there. I'm assuming that's the brand name down there. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there we go. I mean, it's alright. It's alright. It's yeah, I don't know. It's not doing a lot for me, but it's okay. It's like, you know, 5 out of 10 kind of piece. Only comes in 2 colors. Would have been kind of cool to see like a red super washed out one or a brown one, but interesting they chose green and black with the 2 colors, but whatever, I suppose. Yeah, definitely not my favorite hooded Supreme jacket. Maybe even this season as well, but each to their own. Moving forward, we've got the denim featuring, I'm assuming the logo down there, some skulls on the crotch area and Supreme on the back there. It's alright. Comes in the same colors as the jackets. We've got the hoodie, Supreme branding, the Great China Wall branding down here, Supreme branding, a little bit of co-branding up, a little bit of a logo up there, and a graphic on the back. Comes in the blue. Comes in a brown. I like the colors of the characters on the brown. That looks quite nice. A little logo hit down there. A white. I like the white. Yeah, not bad. The black and the red. Some solid color options. The hoodie, I'm kind of on the fence about. Like, if I saw this hoodie for like, I don't even know, like half the retail, secondhand in my size, I'd be inclined, but no way I'm paying like big dollars for this. I'd be like, okay. It's probably, and like, yeah, if if the secondhand one sold out, I'd be like, oh, whatever. Like, I could spend my money elsewhere. Yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely not swaying me any crazy directions with this one. But yeah, well, we've got one more image, of course, of the back of it, and that's it. Yeah, so we're only getting 3 pieces in this collab: the hoodie, the denim, and the jacket. Maybe that's a good thing, because I'm not really feeling this collab. The whole early 2000s aesthetic just does not work for my wardrobe, my body type, my everything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously these are going to be like supreme fitting pieces when it comes to the silhouette, so it's not going to be anything too drastic, but it's the graphics and stuff. I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll warm up to it, but at the moment, I'm so indifferent about it. You know, it's not exciting me. I'm kind of just like, if it sells out, cool. If I miss out, cool. I'm not going to be going for it, cool. It's very forgettable for me. But again, as I said, if it comes in like some bonkers cheap ass price, I might spend like the almost nothing to pick it up. But yeah, I wouldn't go hunting for this. But each to their own. Obviously, there's people that are going to have like a very early 2000s aesthetic, which this would speak to a lot more. And I'd love to hear from you guys in that comment section below if that fits your aesthetic more. Like, maybe you could wear just the denim. The denim would be all right. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd wear it all together or if I'd wear it like individually, piece by piece, you know? Yeah, look, it's definitely going to speak to some people. It's going to speak to others. For me, not so much. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the collab. Are you feeling this collab in the comments? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Are you not feeling it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below. Well, that's it fully covered, guys. Yeah, look, I went into this thinking it's probably not going to blow me away. It didn't blow me away. What we need is someone on YouTube who has an early 2000s aesthetic to react to this. Because I'm sure they'd be like, yo, or something like that. But like, I think everyone else is kind of just like, okay. And I look, maybe you feel differently. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe you're like, hey, I love some skulls. I love some Supreme branding. It goes hard on that hooded jacket. Or maybe the denim's really hitting for you. I feel like the denim is the most accessible because there's not too much going on there, but maybe I'm misinterpreting that a bit. Maybe you guys are feeling the hoodies more. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. For me, I'm probably gonna forget this even existed like 2-3 years down the track if I'm still covering Supreme collabs. I might see one of these pieces appear on Grailed or something and I'll be like, yo, that's right, that happened. Yeah. Yeah, underwhelming. But I wasn't expecting too much either, so it's kind of balancing itself out. Anyway, guys, we covered all the release details, we covered all the individual pieces, we covered the editorial, we covered a little bit about the brand, nothing too extensive. I want to hear from you guys on if you are picking up something from this collab. If you are picking up something from this collab, let me know what it is down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering upcoming Supreme collabs, upcoming The Great China Wall collabs, or just upcoming streetwear collabs in general, you just got to give me the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and the best indicator of them all, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. As mentioned in previous uploads, we're trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 35 before the end of December. Hopefully, with your guys' continuous support, we can reach 3535 before the end of the month. Well guys, even though I wasn't feeling this collab too much, I still wish you the best of luck if you are going for something from it. I hope you managed to pick up the piece that you want in the size and color you are after. But until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next drop list video, until the next Supreme New York video, in general guys, I'll catch you later.